Hello everyone, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. I am Brandy, your priestess, and today I wanted to do a reading from the ancestors. So if this is something that you're interested in, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Everybody who's returning, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. And if this is your first time, welcome. I hope that you find safety and guidance while you're here with me today. So these are the 3 piles, and I've chosen 3 separate crystals to connect to your ancestors. And the ones I've chosen are ones that really connect to the inner earth, to the underworld. And these are very old stones. So pile number 1, I've chosen obsidian. And obsidian occurs through the volcanoes when they erupt, and the lava when it starts to travel down the mountainside and into the forest, and once it cools we are left with this mineral. It also connects to the dragons. Alright, so you might be drawn to pile number 1 if that resonates for you. And pile number 2, this is called rainforest, rhyolite rainforest. And this mineral is formed very like in the bogs of the rainforest. So it's composed of flowers and plant life and trees and animal life in the rainforest. So lots of tree energy and plant life energy in this mineral. Okay, and pile number 3, this is called, I'm going to try and pronounce it, stromatolite, which is a blue algae. It is one of the first living organisms here on the planet. It is actually a blue algae, and this is from the ocean. So each one kind of has a different theme here. And I'm sorry if there's any loud background noise, you guys. It is very hot. I'm here in Georgia, and we are in the dead middle of summer, and it is so hot I have to have a fan going on in my studio because there's no air conditioning. So just bear with me, please. Alright, these are the choices for today. You can pause the video if you need more time to meditate on which pile your ancestors are speaking to you through. You may have messages in more than one pile. Sometimes that is the case, or it might just be one. Alright, I look forward to seeing you in your readings. They will be located in the description box below. Welcome everyone who chose pile number 1 with the obsidian crystal. And this is your reading. You have 2 significator cards, so let's see. We have the Father of Water, Balance and Harmony. Ooh, 31. So we have 4, which is the number of balance and stability, and we have 37 with Altar of Earth, Limitless Prosperity. Ooh. Alright, so these 2 ancestors here, we have a masculine and a feminine ancestor. And with the Father of Water, for me, this is an ancestor who is very nurturing, who is comforting, who is providing, who is very nurturing and wise, who isn't afraid to stand in the truth of how he feels. Because he has 2 children, so this is a good provider. And look, we have balance and harmony. Okay, so yes, he is very much in balance and in tune with the feminine aspect of himself. And this doesn't mean this could be you, this could be somebody in your life, this could be a father figure, an uncle or a brother, or just an old ancestor that you might not even be aware of. So this ancestor is telling you to stand in the truth of your emotions and to listen and be guided by them, and to be balanced, to have a balanced emotion. And in this one we have a feminine energy, and she is bringing, look at her, she's holding all these blessings in her hand, and We have limitless prosperity. Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. You hear that? That is my dog. He gets scared pretty easily if somebody's coming in and out of the house. So I apologize for that if you heard that in the background. Alright, back to where I was. This is a feminine ancestor. Let me show y'all this one. And she, look at her, she is holding this large coin in her hand. So she has lots of abundance, and she is aware of the growth and the abundance that is around her. She's just showered with this abundance. And to me, this is a balance as well with the masculine and the feminine energies. And she's holding this, it looks like an aloe plant. So this is healing. This is a soothing of, you know, some old energies, soothing of the past. This is a healing of the fire. It's also very, very nice on, you know, on the skin. This is a healing balance. Okay, so this is card number 37. So this is just, which is number 1. So this is a path, a new beginning of limitless prosperity. Ooh. All right, let's get some more information on these. Okay, pile number 1, ancestors. Let's ask these. Messages from the ancestors of pile number 1. Pile number 1. We have gratitude. I am grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lessons each brings. Messages from pile number 1. This one flew across the table. We have Forest Frolic Maiden. I acknowledge my inner child and open my heart to the joy she brings. Oh, that's amazing. So this is pile 30, card number 38 and number 4. So we have 2 4s, 44. It's a master number. All right, so this is, what I see is a healing of our emotional body here. So you may have done some healing work on yourself and really tapped into your inner child and maybe healed some old emotions, possibly of lack of not feeling protected or nurtured, and really grounding in that love, that self-love, that self-care, the abundance mindset, and being grateful, and just tapping into that heart chakra, right, and feeling safe. And right now your ancestors want you to know that you are safe right now, that you are being protected, that you are surrounded by your ancestors, and you are surrounded by this abundance, and that it's okay to dance and be carefree, and to tap into that inner child that knows that it is always provided for, and that it's always going to be taken care of, and that the path ahead that you're soon to step onto is going to be these big blessings. It's going to be filled with so much love, and you're going to be so grateful. All right, let's get some more information from the ancestors of pile number 1. I mean, look at that. She's holding her hands up. She's opening up to receive. And we have all this transformation coming in. And this is in our sacral chakra. So there's a lot of healing that has taken place in the emotional body. And we are grounding this into our heart space and being grateful for this abundance that surrounds you. We have the familiar ally. Look at this. We have the wolf spirit. And sitting around this fire. And fire is a comforting energy. It's how we tap into spirit. It's how we tap into our inner flame. When one is alone, we don't feel alone when we're sitting by a fire. It actually helps you tap into your inner self a little bit. And right now, your guides are wanting you to know that you are being protected and guided at this moment in your life. and that you are to tap into your intuition. If you're not tapping in, to make sure that you are. And this is showing this divine masculine who is very connected to his emotions. And for me, that is when we have worked with our ego and our shadow enough, the ego becomes our ally. It's no longer this criticizing, critical, harsh, voice in our minds that shames us and puts us down. It actually becomes our ally and our supportive friend, because it alarms us when we need to protect ourselves from people who want to do us harm, or when we need to just be protected because there's say somebody's that gut instinct that you have when there's danger ahead. This is what the supportive ego does. It reminds us, hey, we need to set boundaries, or we need to protect ourselves because, hey, this person has a gun, there's natural instincts. And when we go through traumas, that stays with us, and the ego always wants to protect us, but sometimes it can get out of control, and it starts to try and dominate us all the time, and it doesn't allow us to feel our emotions. It doesn't allow us to use our instincts, our intuition. It always wants us to respond negatively instead of seeing things and tapping into our emotions and listening to those a little bit. So your guides are telling you, if you haven't done this work already, to start working with the ego and calming the ego and healing that inner child, those things from the past that were traumatic or that hurt you, and to work on that emotional body and train that, because when we have trauma when we're young, a child doesn't understand its emotions, the emotions that it has. It doesn't understand some of the things that it's witnessing because it has a child's perspective. But once we become adults, we are then able to help our inner child see things from a different perspective. And we need to be brave enough to go back to those moments and almost relive, re-envision what we went through, and come from an adult's perspective on what the situation was. Because when we're children, we only have a child's perspective. So as you become an adult, you're able to help your inner child shift, learn, and understand, so we can move forward and have that emotional maturity and understanding of what it was experiencing and what it was learning through those experiences. Okay? Let's get some more information, please. Ancestors, pile number 1. Pile number 1, please. Ooh, that's way too many cards. Alright, thank you. We have mirror perception, yes, like I was saying, your perception. And you may have already been doing this work, because these 2 cards right here, we found that balance and that harmony within. By going and revisiting our childhood and being grateful for everything that we have experienced, because they were lessons they taught us. It's how we become who we are, and it's allowing you to rise up and to become who you truly are, your authentic self. And this is card number 11. So the mirror, your reflection. When we look into our past, we almost have to face a version of ourselves, and this part of you, because you were brave enough to go within and try to understand your emotions and understand these experiences from a different perception, you are now able to have that ego death, and when you have the ego death, you eventually, it's like it's a burning away of the old so that the new can emerge. And this is the phoenix in the mirror that we have here. So you've gone through your shadow and you've done some healing work on yourselves, and your ancestors are letting you know that you are becoming the phoenix. You're rising up out of the shadows, out of the past, out of the pain, and that you are transforming. And the path that you're on is going to be filled with so much prosperity, balance, and harmony, because you have done the work. You've become your best friend, your own best friend. Congratulations, pile number 1. I'm so happy for you. Alright, so I want to ask the dragon, since your crystal is connected to the volcanoes and everything, and the dragons, you know, they have that intense fire, and they work with the earth ley lines. So they have a lot of that fire energy. And so I want to ask the dragons, you know, what upgrades or what wisdom they can offer you. Pile number 1, the ancestors of pile number 1, dragons. Alright, we got 4 different dragons wanting to come out. Let's see what we have. We have the blue dragons from the Pleiades. Prepares you to accept source healing, accept a heart activation, give and receive heart healing. Ooh, how beautiful. Look at that. So if you don't know, the Pleiades are a star constellation. They call them the Seven Sisters. It is a star constellation that is very close here to Earth. It is in the Taurus constellation, and it is a very divine feminine energy, and they are very close allies to Earth, and they've been working to help us to heal and to heal the divine feminine that is within us, because that is the some of the things that have happened on planet Earth is that the divine feminine has been distorted and corrupted and repressed. So the Pleiades have been they're very much helping us to restore the balance here on the planet, where we give and receive in balance with the divine masculine and divine feminine, because they both play an equal contribution to our souls. Our soul is one in a sense where it has no gender, but here on planet Earth, everything is, it is a world of duality and polarity. So we have both masculine and feminine energies, but this the planet's been a little bit distorted, and where it's only focused on the divine masculine, and we need to restore the balance where we're connecting more to our emotions, where we're connecting more to the earth, and making sure that we have that we understand our emotions, that we feel our emotions, and that we feel our intuition, and we feel our gut instincts, where we're grounding, where we know that we're provided for, where we're connected to Mother Earth and to each other, and, you know, opening our hearts, where we are more receptive instead of just giving and doing all the time. We need to open our hearts so that we can receive more, and that has been very hard for so many people to tap into the receiving element and the receiving energies. And so this is saying that you are, like we were saying, you were the phoenix rising up. So there's this healing that's coming in for you right now. So be open to receiving this healing energy, this loving, nurturing, healing energy. We have pure white dragon from Orion. Wow. Transforms your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Process what you know, act with truth and honesty. Let your wings of light grow and expand. How beautiful is that? And Orion is another constellation. They actually experience similar energies to what planet Earth is experiencing. They had there was a war between collectives, and some were very masculine and some were very feminine, and the masculine felt like the feminine was the weaker race, the weaker gender, and needed to be, you know, dominated, and they kind of and controlled. And some of the collectives who were living on Orion escaped to Earth, and that's why now we see the similar stories playing out here on Earth. And but now, I mean, that was in the past. Now they have healed, and they have merged the two energies, the masculine and feminine. They have healed them, and they have brought balance and restored balance. And everybody, like these other collectives, are rooting for us to do this as well. So you may be, your soul may originate from Pleiades or Orion. You may have connections here, ancestors here from these two places. We have 2 more, so we'll see what else comes through from here. But you have these guides telling you that there is this wisdom within you, and when you overcome certain traumas from the past, and when you heal certain things, there's wisdom and there's tools that come from that help you move forward and have understanding and higher perspective. And it's something that you can be that beacon of light for others, and you can offer your wisdom, and you can share the tools that you use to help you overcome certain things from your past as well. All right, we have Air Dragon, helps you rise above earthly matters, communicate honestly, brings inspiration and hope, see life from a higher perspective. Yes, see, you have these guides surrounding you. Your ancestors are with you right now, and they're helping you shift your perceptions. They're giving you insights. They're sending you messages. You may be receiving messages in the next couple days or in your sleep. You know, each one's different. Each one of us is different. This is a collective reading, so not all these messages are going to resonate with everyone, but just take what resonates for you. But yes, there's a lot of negativity playing out in the world right now, and it's only because they want to keep us in fear, and they want to have power and control. And unfortunately, when we're so far into the egoic masculine energy, that's the dominating greedy, selfish type of energy, and it's very consuming, and it's very egotistical and selfish. And there's several light workers. There's a lot of people who've come to Earth, starseeds, and you may resonate as a starseed with yourself, since we have the Pleiades and the Orion here. And we've come here, those starseeds have come here to shift the energies of this planet to restore balance. And you're being asked to not focus so much on those negative energies and what's wrong with the world and the corruption of the world, and to focus on the bringing the balance and restoring the balance, and focusing on the prosperity and the abundance and the love, and just the beauty of this place, and bringing that focus and that awareness here onto the planet, instead of focusing on the negativity and the pain and the traumas. To focus on the good and the light, and the people who are here helping, the people who are here working, and feeding that stream of energy versus the lower stream of energy. And when we shift our focus to following a stream where there's so many people who are filled with love and empathy and care and light on this planet, that creates this shift. And so bringing that higher perspective down, where people are more focused on healing, and you can be a guide for others, a source of healing, a source of love, a source of inspiration for others who are like you. And we have Water Dragon, helps you float easily around the obstacles. Christ's light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities and go with the flow. I love that. So yeah, you can be somebody who is breaking through these generational curses, where you're not tapped into the emotions, you're not nurturing, you're not caring, you're not empathetic, and are now somebody who your ancestors have been supporting. They've been waiting for you to come forward, because maybe in their generations they weren't allowed to be vulnerable, they weren't allowed to be empathetic because of their circumstances or the way that they were raised and brought up. And so they've been waiting for a soul like you to come into the family to help bring this healing, to help bring this loving, nurturing kindness, this balance, to restore the balance to your family lineage. And you can very much be that soul for your family, because you have overcome some of these karmic cycles. You have achieved that Phoenix energy, where you have shattered the illusions, you've shattered those false perceptions of yourself and society. Alright, let me see where we are in the timer. Okay, I have a few more minutes. Let me see what else we can get for you. Let's get a few crystal cards, since these are ancient souls as well, who've been on the planet for a long time. Messages from the crystal realm. Pile number 1. Okay. We have Red Jade, Warrior, Individuality, and Chi. Unleash your inner warrior. Red Jade is a stone of power, able to release anger in constructive ways that solves problems. Filled with Chi, known as life force in Chinese culture, Red Jade enhances passion, vitality, and strength. Take action and move decisively. Red jade enhances your courage, protecting and inspiring you as you move forward in your day-to-day life. Use red jade when you are looking to have exponential results, whether it's with your finances, business, or with your physical health. Good luck is bestowed onto you. Oh, I love that. Yes. Okay, so you are potential star seeds. You are a warrior. You are rising from the ashes, and you're going to take this energy, you're going to take this wisdom and this passion, and it's going to be something that you bring forward into this new path that's going to be filled with so much prosperity. We have Desert Rose. It's pretty. Time travel, ancestral healing, and patience. A natural beauty, desert rose and its petals were patiently etched by the sand, carrying with them a special message that good things take time. Desert rose promotes mental clarity by releasing negative belief systems that no longer serve you. Desert Rose has the special power of time travel and is able to heal past wounds that still affect you today and alleviate pain from this lifetime or a past life. Use this stone to connect with your ancestors or past selves you need to reconcile with. Oh, I love that. That's such great synchronicity. Desert Rose. It's such a pretty stone too. But yeah, your ancestors are telling you that, they've been waiting for an ancestor. They've been waiting for somebody to come into the lineage to have that warrior energy. They've been waiting for a warrior and the time is now. So, and you are healing the past lives. You're healing your family lineage through this warrior energy that you have and everything that you have overcome. So this might be a great stone to work with. Desert Rose, red jade as well too, because it helps give you that fire, that passion, that energy, the warrior energy. And we have sodalite, logic, instincts, and rationality. Rational thinking is heightened with the logic stone, known to clear mental confusion and enhance analytical and creative problem solving. For those on the sensitive side of the spectrum, sodalite helps ease anxiety around emotions and calms inclinations towards flighty feelings. This stone provides insight into truths that make sense not just logically but also intuitively. It calls you back to your animal instincts, guiding you to trust your bodily sensations and messages your physical self is constantly sending to your brain. I love that. So this one is helping you connect back into your instincts, into your intuition of what you know is the truth, and to stand in your truth and having the confidence to stand in the truth. Love that. All right, pile number 1. This was your reading, your messages from the ancestors. I hope this reading has resonated for you. If so, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And I'd love to have you back. Y'all have a great day. Take care. Welcome, pile number 2, to your reading from the ancestors. I mentioned in the introduction, y'all, I have a fan going back here in my studio, so that noise is coming from a little fan with me. There's no air conditioning back here, so just bear with me, please. All right, so for your ancestors, we have the Shadow, Trials and Tribulations, card number 18, so that's a 9, and then we have Mother of Air, Boundaries, card number 35. I'm going to place these in the center of your reading. All right, so I do have a female ancestor here on this card. And this looks like a grandmother. It could be a mother, it could be an aunt. But it's definitely one that has a lot of wisdom, and it appears that she is protecting you like a guardian angel. It's definitely very peaceful and very connected to, she has a lot of strength, very strong, able to set firm boundaries, so very protective energy. And let's get some more information on what this ancestor wants you to know. I'm going to place this crystal up here. Alright, so we've got messages from ancestors. Pile number 2, please. Ancestors. We have the healer. I am loving and compassionate and able to bring healing to others. Yes, that's what I got. You got a very wise elder ancestor who's wanting to connect to you and give you a message. We have celebrate life. I celebrate every day by honoring and respecting all life on Mother Earth. All right, so this ancestor, I'm getting a shaman energy, a healer, a priestess. You yourself could be the healer of your lineage. You may be bringing forth some of that wisdom. Healing the past, that's what I have here. There's lots of healing coming. You may have experienced a lot of trials, a lot of traumas, a lot of just hard work, and there is this deep connection to Mother Earth. So you could be somebody who has come from a family who has been healers, who've chosen to come here to Earth to help heal, to help transform the shadows, and working through the traumas and all the trials that Earth has been through, and everything that our culture, our society has witnessed and been a part of, and all the traumas, all the abuse, and healing generations, that generational curse. All right, I'm going to get some messages from the Earth. Messages, please, from the ancestors. Pile number 2. Alright, so we have Night Wind, facing fear, subconscious release, and healing. We've got a lot of healing. You could be being called to heal if you haven't been doing any shadow work. You might be being asked to take the time to go within and work through any fears that you have regarding the past. We have moonlight, travel, romance, and potential. So from this card, I'm really saying that you tapping into the intuition. You might be receiving information at night when you are sleeping. You may have, this could be, there's potential love on the horizon, or this could be issues with love. You might be going on a twin flame journey. Can be several meanings for that card there. All right, let me see. All right, so yeah, you may be receiving information and downloads while you're sleeping, or sometime in the evening, because when we're still, when we rest, when we take that time to connect and just allow our bodies to be in that receptive mode, we receive insights into issues that we may be experiencing, or we might have memories resurface from the past. And when we do have those memories come up for us, your guides, your ancestors are asking you to take time out to review them, to reassess them, and to heal from them, and to use your intuition and to feel into these emotions so that you can release them, so that you can transform them and heal them. And the way that we heal them is through feeling them from a new perspective and trying to learn and understand the lessons from those experiences, and then to celebrate that we have overcome these situations, and that the moment in time that we're in right now, we have survived, and we have grown through them, even though they may have been hard. And it's not to say that we didn't suffer and there wasn't loss and there wasn't suffering in any way, but you did survive. You're here today, and to celebrate and honor and to cherish yourself a little bit. And with boundaries, you may have experienced somebody in the past who may have hurt you, and maybe you didn't feel like you had that strength to set those boundaries, to attract what it is that you deserve, and know your self-worth and stand in your self-worth. there could have been a relationship where somebody who, you know, wasn't treating you with the respect that you deserve, and this ancestor is telling you to set those boundaries for yourself to heal. We have Bell awakening. All right, so yeah, you're being called to wake up. You're being called to acknowledge, you know, the past, and acknowledge what you've come through and all that you've overcome. Because there's a blessing coming in on the horizon. There are some new energies that are waiting for you ahead. There's a lot of growth, a lot of fertility. Look at that, I love that. This is a little elf. Yeah, this is deep connection to Mother Earth this ancestor has, which in a sense you do too. The bells. Yeah. You may be receiving these messages in coming days. You may have already been receiving these messages. Messages from the ancestors, pile number 2. And one message. Bottom of the deck we have Crone, release. Alright, yeah, you're being called to release the past, to let go of those perceptions, to shift how you see things, to use your intuition to guide you. Okay, yeah, you're going on a healing quest. You're being asked to go on a healing quest, to go on a journey to heal the shadow and to do the shadow work and to shift the perception. And instead of feeding the shadow, to bring more light into the shadow and bring your awareness into the fears and to illuminate your fears, because your fears have no power over you once you acknowledge them and you face them. And what that means is to understand what it is that your fears are showing you, because they're all messengers. And when you can look at your fears as a guide, that they are showing you places within your own subconscious that you haven't observed yet. And the darkness always seems scary because there's so many things that are unknown, and that's the thing, it's just unknown. And so when you can take your light and bring your light into the darkness and into the shadows and illuminate that space, it's no longer scary. It's just like during the day when you can observe your land and observe your property and your home, you know what it looks like during the day. But at nighttime, because you feel safe there, and you should feel safe in your own home, it's not so scary at night because you know what is there. And so you need to take that time to go within and to bring your awareness and bring your focus on what it is that's in there, what is within that I am not connecting to, that is hiding from me. But it's not exactly always hiding from us. There are tools that are hidden within, in our subconscious, in the shadows, in the darkness. And when we experience trauma, we experience, hardship and suffering, there are tools, there's information there for us to collect that teaches us a lesson. It teaches us some information there. And so when we experience something, and then at one moment in our life, we can move on, we heal, and time heals all things. And as time passes, it doesn't hurt as much, but it never goes away. And when you experience something that is really heavy, and some things become patterns and cycles, and you start to see a reflection of that in your reality every single day, and it brings up, it's like what we call a trigger. It brings up that feeling, it brings up that memory, and it resurfaces again. And the reason why this memory resurfaces for you, because there's some information here, and you need to focus, look at the situation from a different perspective. Because as a child, or when we're younger and we experience certain situations, we are coming through that experience with a certain perspective through the person who we are in that moment. And then as we grow and as time passes, our consciousness shifts and grows as well. And so does our emotions. Our emotions mature, our mind matures. And so when that memory comes up, You're being asked to look at that memory again and to reassess that experience and see, what was I learning? What can I gain? How can I heal from this? And it's to re-feel that emotion. What did that emotion feel like? Who was I in this moment, in this experience? And is there anything that I could have done a little different? You know, is there a new perception that I can have on this experience with this person, or you know, with this aspect of my life? And is there anything that I can shift in this moment of how I feel and how I think? And each time you shift your perception and shift how you feel, more information and more data is collected. And in that memory, like, there's this energetic charge from this experience. It becomes, that energy, each time we look at it, it becomes a little more subtle. It's not so highly charged and energetic. And each time we address it and we feel it and we acknowledge it, the energy becomes more dispersed. It's not so, you know, highly charged anymore. Our emotions aren't so responsive and reactive to it. And the more you can keep doing that, the more that memory, eventually it will stop coming up in your conscious mind for you to look at again, because each time you do it, you gather more data, you gather more information, and you heal it. And it will eventually phase away because you've gathered all the tools from that lesson, and you no longer need to keep feeling it and seeing it anymore. It will eventually fade away for good, unless you purposefully choose to go look at that memory. You understand what I'm saying? I hope this makes sense for everybody. But that is what your ancestor is saying, is to not fear the darkness, and not to fear your memories of the past, and to make sure that you are taking time out to illuminate your fears and address your fears and try to understand where they come from and what they're there to teach you. There is a saying that I've heard, that when your fears come knocking, to address them as a messenger who's delivering a message for you, and to welcome them in and ask them, what are you here to teach me? What are you here to show me? And to treat them like a guest who's coming to your home, and welcome them in, and not to be afraid of them, to see them as a messenger. Okay? All right, let me see. Who else do we want to ask? Let's do the unicorns real quick. All right, so what can we ask the unicorns to guide us when we have dance? Move your body to music, dance with the rhythm of life, and manifest your dreams through dance. Okay. So what I love about unicorns is unicorns use their perception. They're very psychic, they're very intuitive, and they're very connected. And like I was saying before, you may be receiving messages in your dream. This has to do with your emotions, because we have a lot of water energies in this. So moving your body helps to move the energies around, so they're not stagnant, they're not sitting still. And when you dance and you use music and rhythm, it helps you to move the body around and to move those energies around. So if there's something that's sitting in a certain energy, a certain place within the body, when you dance, it moves the energies around. And a lot of us store our trauma in the hips, because this is where our relationships and our confidence and everything sits, in those two chakras right there. So you're being asked to move the body, to move the energy. We have healer again. You have powerful healing gifts. Have faith in your abilities. Stay true to your path as a healer. You got this. You can do this. Have faith in yourself. Trust in yourself. You are chosen to do this healing, to release the pain, to shift your perceptions, come into your power, into your strength, set better boundaries. Know that you are protected. This ancestor is very protected and very wise, has a lot of wisdom, has a lot of guidance for you. And you may be tapping into this ancestor when you're doing this healing work. Call on this ancestor to be there with you. All right, in this card, I turned it upside down. Take time to play, nurture your inner child, and live with a childlike sense of wonder. Yeah, I love that innocence. Yeah, we are all innocent. All of us, everybody has this pure heart when we are born. And when we can connect back into that inner child and remember that we are all one, that we all have a right to be here, and we all have a right to help co-create the world that we want to exist in. And when we lose this innocence, when we have that perception that we've lost our innocence, this is the illusion. We are all still children of Source. We are all still connected, and when we connect back into our heart, we connect back into our innocence, and this is where our innocence lies. It is within. It is when we connect into the truth of who we are and remember that we've never lost that in the first place. All right, I'm gonna get some cards from the crystals. These are ancient souls. They've been around on this earth for billions and millions of years. So we're going to ask them for some further guidance in connecting with these ancestors. All right, so you got 4 of these. The first one that flipped over was a really pretty pyramid. We have Amazonite. Filtering vibrations is what Amazonite does best from electromagnetic pollution, your thoughts, and environmental influences. So if you are prone to environmental sensitivity, Amazonite has your back. This is a great way to cleanse yourself from technology if you need a break from your devices. Amazonite encourages discernment, allowing you to be unbiased in your decision making. Objectively leads the way, offering clarity on which choices are best for you, detached from the outside in order to connect to the inside. Awesome, I love that. So objectivity, filter, and truth. Filter through your emotions, sift through the emotions, and find the truth of who you are and the truth of each situation that you've experienced, because a lot of times, you know, we're seeing these situations from a childlike perspective or a young perspective in the situation. And each time we go back, like I was saying, you can readdress the situation and how you feel and your perception on it. And each time you do, you grow that perception, you grow that version of yourself, you give more wisdom to that version of yourself so that it can heal and move forward. Next we have Obsidian, Shadows, Mirror, Amorphous. A dark and mysterious crystal, obsidian reaches into the depths of our shadows, shedding light on what needs to be healed in order to move forward. Obsidian serves as a mirror, revealing our deepest truths. Obsidian's crystalline structure is amorphous, moving beyond conventional time to dip into the past, present, and future, and wielding great power to clear any obstacles. Use obsidian as a shield against psychic attacks and to ground your base chakra back into planet Earth. Alright, so this is the crystal I chose for pile number 1. You may have messages in pile number 1 as well. So this crystal is saying that you can, that you are protected, and you might want to use this crystal when you're doing your shadow work. Both of these actually, well, I mean, all the crystals that came out for you actually had 6 crystals. Wow. So Amazonite, and I do recommend using these crystals. Your ancestors are saying that these are going to be very beneficial for you doing this shadow work, because Amazonite helps you to filter through all these perceptions and all these emotions to get to the truth. And obsidian is going to help provide that protection, and it is going to help you bring that light into the shadow so that you can help see your deepest truths. And it's going to clear anything that's preventing you. It's going to remove those blockages. We have black tourmaline, grounding, protection, and detox. An energetic bodyguard, black tourmaline, acts as a psychic shield, protecting you from destruction, negativity, and psychic attack. It is an excellent at establishing boundaries and deflects unwanted mental energies. It is also used for grounding, stabilizing your foundation on earth, and making sure both feet are on the ground. With a natural electrical spark, black tourmaline absorbs spheres and transmute those emotions into positive energy. Use the stone to balance your root chakra and detox any anxieties. Alright, so this crystal is saying that you need to set up boundaries and to protect yourself from any of these unwanted thoughts. And our thoughts love to just, you know, they call it the monkey mind. And it's where You know, our ego can exist in this space where we're constantly thinking and seeing and having, you know, questioning ourselves, we're questioning everybody around us, where we don't feel safe, or we're re-examining this experience, this memory over and over and over again. And when you work with black tourmaline is going to help you shift from having such a negative mindset and bringing more positive light and reassurance and making sure that you're grounded in the truth of who you are. And this is also saying your ancestors are telling you to re-ground, to root yourself back into the present moment of who you are, and not to spend so much time in the past and going through these situations and replaying it over and over and over again in your mind. And the reason why they're playing over and over again in your mind is because you haven't addressed the situation, you haven't healed from it, and you have to understand, what was it that I was learning from it? And when we experience trauma, we're always trying to learn something from those experiences, and it doesn't have to be these really deep, you know, understandings. It can truly be something as simple as, well, that is not anything, that is not the type of relationship I want. If you experience somebody who breaks your heart and betrays you, well, you're learning what type of person that energy feels like, what red flags that I overlook out of my love for them because I was afraid to be alone, or I was afraid of starting over, so I tolerated this type of abuse, or them talking to me this kind of way, or, you know, cheating on me, etc. You were learning your value, learning your worth, learning what type of person you want in your life, you know, learning how to spot the red flags quicker, those types of things. You know, always assess, what was it that I was learning, okay? Next we have cat's eye. Evoking the bright eyes of a cat, cat's eye is used as a talisman to ward off and protect against an evil or unforeseen danger coming your way. It increases agility, allowing you to fly beneath the radar of your enemies and progress ahead of your competitors. Cat's eye enhances night vision, giving you the ability to see through the shadows in higher definition and access heightened levels of intuition by opening the crown chakra. Cat's eye is regenerative, helping you to regain what was once lost. Oh, I love that. Agility, intuition, and protection. You're definitely protected as you go into the shadows, and you're going to overcome these situations and bringing that higher perspective into the shadow with you by illuminating your fears, by illuminating what's hiding in there. We have onyx. Autonomy. This is a lot of black crystals. Autonomy, self-discipline, and command. Tune into your inner commander. Onyx is a strong ally, dispelling loneliness and self-doubt and instilling greater confidence in your decision-making. Face your fears and know that you have the power to overcome them. Onyx's surface represents the passing of time, the balance of the yin and yang. It is a sturdy and solitary stone and encourages you to break free from any unhealthy relationships in order to be autonomous. Know that you are completely capable of making the right decisions for yourself. After all, it's your life. I love that. I was just saying that you are choosing, and you should be choosing, who deserves your life force, who deserves your love, who deserves your attention, who has the right to be in your inner circle, and setting those firm boundaries and protecting yourself, protecting your inner child, who is worthy. And it's not people who criticize you, who aren't supportive, who want to put you down or don't value your time, who don't value your love. They're just the takers. There's no reciprocity in the back and forth relationship. You know, you're always the one who's giving. You have to reassess, you know, what type of relationship is it that you want, and not to settle, because you're worth more than that. And it's not saying have these, you know, standards that nobody can live up to, but there's basic decency, you know, and you are deserving of that. And you should be looking for somebody who has a great sense of humor, who loves every bit of you, all of your flaws, you know, and you're not overlooking these red flags. You know, if you've seen the same character and you've had these same relationships over and over and over again, and they're just repeats and everybody keeps doing the same thing, then there's something for you to acknowledge and look at, because you are choosing that character and that experience over and over again, meaning you haven't learned the lesson. And so when you make Choose something different, and that disrupts the pattern. And you're the one who's in control. You are the creator. So you can choose, nope, I've been there, I've done that, I've overlooked these same red flags because, I know they come from a past, and you can't give everybody these excuses all the time. Yes, all of us have experienced something traumatic, but to use it as an excuse to treat people poorly, there's no excuse for that. You have to want to grow, and you have to want to change, and you have to want to be different, and not use it as an excuse to be, a crappy person, right? And people can hurt us. It's not to say nobody is allowed to hurt you, but once you acknowledge and address the situation, like, look, we need to have a talk. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but this is really hurting my feelings. And every time you say this, or when you do this, it really hurts me and it makes me feel this way. And if their approach is not, I'm so sorry, like, it's never going to happen again. Thank you for telling me that. Now I know. And they're willing to change instead of just, yeah, I'm sorry. And then they continuously do it. Or they attack you and say, well, you did this to me and you did this to me, like, that's not somebody who's wanting to keep the relationship. Somebody who wants to hold a relationship will communicate the boundaries and will communicate when they have an issue, because that's being vulnerable, and that's trusting somebody with your heart and your feelings. And the person who's being vulnerable is the strongest person, because you're opening yourself and allowing yourself to be exposed and to be vulnerable and saying, hey, this hurts me. And then you're opening your heart to see what they're going to do with it. You're offering your heart to them. And if they're just not valuing it, not seeing the strength of being open, that isn't somebody you want to keep in your life, okay? You want somebody who sees your value and sees that you're trying to work on the relationship. And anybody who's not willing to work on the relationship, then they're not worth your time. All right, the last crystal we have is kyanite. Truth, communication, and clarity. I love it. Speak your truth. Kyanite cuts through confusion, fears, and negativity and connects you to your most authentic self, soothing the soul. Kyanite sharpens your leadership skills and enhances communication skills, giving you the boost you need when addressing groups. Kyanite opens pathways and acts as a bridge from person to person, or even between dimensions, delivering telepathic messages. Kyanite is especially great for opening your throat chakra, bringing clarity and focus when you need it. I love that. I was just saying that when you get into these relationships, you should feel safe, even though it's uncomfortable to speak up and say your truth and to say and admit that something hurts you. You should be doing that in relationships. You should be addressing them and setting those boundaries, because people don't know how to treat you unless you tell them and teach them how to treat you. And if you're just allowing people to walk all over you and you're overlooking their poor behaviors, you're telling them that you're going to tolerate that and that you're willing to put up with that. And they're going to continue to do that because you haven't set those boundaries. It's just like a child. When you're teaching children, no, don't put your finger in a socket, like, you don't want them to get hurt, right? Or when they're slapping you or slapping someone else, you're telling them, no, don't do that. That's disrespectful. It is the same thing. You are teaching people how to treat you. And if you're going to tolerate them treating you like crap, they're going to continue to do it because you're telling them that you're not worth it. So set those healthy boundaries. Love yourself. Get in there, do your shadow work. Understand what it is that the energy that you're putting out there and why you're attracting these patterns and these situations and these people. Those are the messages from your ancestors, pile number 2. I hope this reading resonates. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. I'd love to have you come back. Thank you so much. If this reading does resonate, please like, share, and subscribe. I'd love to have you here for future readings. Y'all have a great day. Take care. Welcome, pile number 3. Everybody who chose the stromatolite. They also call this Kambaba jasper or peacock jasper, crocodile jasper. It has many, many eyes on that. And a very good stone for connecting to the ancestors. Alright, I'm going to place your crystal up here. Alright, let's look at your cards. We have the Goddess Circle. Wheel of Change. Look at all these female ancestors that are surrounding you. So you're very tapped into your feminine. And the next card we have the Trickster, Ego and Excess. Ooh. Alright, so immediately what I got from this card was you are here to bring the divine feminine energies onto the planet and to heal the ego, the divine masculine that has been ruling for centuries in excess, and to restore the balance. And you're here to bring change. And you are surrounded by a lot of feminine wisdom, a lot of feminine ancestors who are backing and supporting you. And this is ancient wisdom, this is ancient knowledge. And you're here to bring forth that wisdom to heal this planet and restore the balance on change. You're here to bring forth that change, to heal the ego, to make the masculine our balanced, you know, how to say that word, you know, to restore the balance between the masculine and the feminine, where he is your, you know, divine mate, your soulmate, your supportive friend and ally. To restore home, to restore the feminine here on the planet. All right, let's get some. I'm gonna work with the mermaid, since this is a water mineral. Messages from the ancestors of pile number 3, please. Messages from the ancestors of pile number 3. Let's see messages. Alright, we had 2 cards come out. We have Coral's wisdom, colony, delicacy, fragility, works that are created over great periods of time. Yes, there's a lot of wisdom from these ancestors that you hold within your being. Endurance, keep going. Yes, your ancestors are telling you to keep going, even when it feels hard, and this is not easy. It hasn't been easy, because this is an energy that's been here on the planet for so long, for centuries, and it has been where certain souls have incarnated here on the earth, who have chosen to come here to bring forth this change, to restore the balance. And it has been generational women, men, who bring that feminine energy, that nurturing, loving, healing, restorative energies back to this planet. And it has been many, many incarnations coming forth to bring this energy. All right, let's get some more information. Messages from the ancestors of pile number 3. Pile number 3. Messages from the ancestors of pile number 3. All right, so we have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. All right, I love that. There's some new energies that are going to be coming in for you. We have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? All right, so there's some surrendering that needs to be taking place right now, things to let go of, so that you can embrace this path and embrace your divine femininity and your power. For many, many centuries, the divine feminine has been repressed and not allowed to stand in our truth. Women are made to feel that we're the weaker gender, and that it's not a safe place to be here on this planet, and that we don't offer as much, you know, value as the masculine energy does. And there is strength in the surrendering. There is strength in our emotions. There's strength in feeling. There's strength in nurturing. Women are the ones who create the home. We build the home. We make you feel safe. A female provides life through her body. We are the vessel that stands between the spiritual and the physical realm, and our bodies are made to sustain life. We provide the milk for our offspring when they're born, and it's just a miracle to have a woman, to be a woman. It is very beautiful, and that is the role that women play in society has been so distorted. Women are forced to join the workforce and be just as strong and just as providing as a male. And those are the false programs that have been forced on us for so long that women have almost forgotten what it's like to be a woman and to be soft and to be gentle and to be nurturing and not have to be so strong all the time. And it's not to say that women aren't strong and we can't provide. We can do all those things, but we also should be able to feel and be nurturing and be emotional and to listen to our emotions. We should be able to rest. We should be able to take care of our children without feeling guilty, or like being a stay-at-home mom has no value when it is one of the most valuable jobs there is. All life is here to sustain life and procreate and to continue life down. So why would a woman, a mother, be something that doesn't hold value in our society? And instead it's almost shamed and criticized. And when somebody says, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom, it's looked down upon as if that's not a real job. And it is one of the most sacred jobs. And it doesn't have that respect, and it doesn't have that same admiration that it should have. And you could be somebody here who is to push those boundaries and to push that divine feminine and to bring and restore back our rightful place in society, in culture, on this planet, where women are held to the same degree as a man. And unfortunately, men are pushed into certain social standards and programs as well, where they have to be these providers, where they have to provide a home that is like way beyond like our needs. Where, if you have to have this fancy car, you have to have this mansion, you gotta have this handbag, and it's just this overconsumption and excess of what we really truly need. And going back to the basics of providing safety for your children, providing food and sustenance and clothes and shelter, things like that. Those are the basic needs that we should all have, and having that connection and making sure that you're raising your children with certain values and morals and ethics, and having an empathetic heart and helping one another and community building. Those are things that should be implemented in raising children and building family and communities, and it's not. Our society doesn't really have like a good culture background at all. So there may be some of these patterns that you have just by being born into the family that you're born into, and your social surroundings that we're all born into, and having, some of us are built with this innate knowing that this isn't right, this isn't correct, and I should be able to do X, Y, and Z without being afraid of being judged by others. And some people have that courage and that strength to stand against the norm and to be different, and to rise up against these forced beliefs and these forced ways of doing, and these false standards, and standing in your truth and saying, like, I'm not doing things just because everybody else is doing that. I'm doing them because in my heart, this is my truth, and this is what's right, and this is what feels good to me, and it's not hurting anybody. It actually encompasses everyone in my choices. I think of everybody's needs, and that is what we need to restore here on the planet. And the ancestors, these feminine ancestors that are supporting you, are encouraging you to keep going, to keep rising up. Okay? Let's get some more cards. Okay, we have Archangel Michael. I am grateful for the strength and courage Archangel Michael brings in my life. So Archangel Michael is another one of your guides, as well as these female ancestors. And Archangel Michael holds a truth, the sword of truth. And he is a very wise protector. He commands legions of angels, and helps to direct them on, you know, where they should go. So he is somebody that you can work with, that you can ask for protection. You can ask him for ultimate sacred space whenever you're trying to do some healing work, or to send angels to help, you know, provide protection over your family and loved ones. And he also can help shatter illusions of the past and illusions that might affect your day-to-day life and your mind or your emotions. And he can help provide that strength and the courage to keep going and to keep fighting this battle, because it is, in a sense, we've already won. Because there's such a big shift here on the planet already. Oh my goodness, you got Archangel Gabriel also. Let's see. I invite Archangel Gabriel to bring hope and intuition into my life. So you're being asked to work with both of these archangels and helping you on your mission to help bring this shift and this change, and to help you to release any ego patterns that you may have in there, any kind of false belief systems, false, you know, feelings, anything that is keeping you tied to the past or in fear, or afraid of being vulnerable, or afraid of standing in your truth and your divine femininity. And Archangel Gabriel is a messenger, so you may be receiving messages soon from these angels. Let's ask messages from the ancestors of pile number 3. We got Song of Creation. Yeah, stand in the truth of who you are. Always do things from your heart space and follow your heart. Listen to your intuition to guide you on the choices to make. There's something here that you are meant to be creating something new on this planet, and you bring certain information, downloads onto this planet. Your energy is meant to bring something new just by being yourself and staying in the truth of who you are. You are here to bring shift and change onto this planet. Alright, we got 3 more cards that wanted to come out for you. We have the Journey Home. Ooh, I love that. Ooh, we got an extra card down here. The Journey Home, number 7. Yeah, you're coming into the truth of who you are and remembering who you are. And when you connect into the heart chakra, this is where, you know, all everything exists within our heart. And it's not with outside, it's actually within inside. It's inside of us. And the truth of who you are and who you've always been is located in your heart chakra. All of your ancestors are located in your heart, and they communicate to us through our heart space. And so when you connect and tap back into your heart, you remember the truth of who you are, and you remember your wisdom, you remember your purpose. And the more that you can clear any of these, clear the ego and empty the mind, you will tap back in to that inner reservoir of source, creator, and creation, and remember who exactly you are. We have sanctuary, tapping into that sacred space that lies within you and connecting to that energetic source. And you're going to find so much freedom when you let go of any of these false illusions or any of that ego mind that's trying to control and dictate you and make you believe that you're not, you know, who you are, or that you're crazy, and these feelings and these thoughts that you have, you know, are weird, or that there's something wrong with you because you don't fit in with society's standards. You're meant to bring that change. We have fullness of life. Card number 3. I love that. So we have 1, 2, 3, and we have 7 down here. Yes, stand in the beauty of who you are. Stand in the fullness of everything that makes you you. This, when you come from the place of your authentic self, you're going to attract people of like-mindedness, and it'll be your soul tribe. You will start connecting and finding other women, if you're a female, or other male energies. You're going to attract those people who are meant to be a part of your life. And there's going to be new energies that are coming in for you. This new beginning. Once you clear out any of these lower vibrations, because there's something that is shifted, there's something that you've discovered that is an illusion or a false perception. And once you go through that transformation, you will create these new seeds within yourself, and this growth is going to come forward. You're going to see this growth. There's this activation within you. This the Kundalini energy, where the divine feminine starts to wake up, and she starts climbing up your chakras, and she starts bringing your awareness to your divine power. We have 6, open heart. Look at that. Open your heart and receive this divine love. Your ancestors, these divine feminine ancestors, are wanting to connect to you and remind you of the love that is within, and loving yourself, nurturing yourself, practicing your self-care, where you set those healthy boundaries, you're allowing yourself to rest, you're allowing yourself to feel, you're embracing your emotions, you're embracing that divine feminine energy that you have within, and rising up from any of these false illusions that says anything that has to do with a female is a weaker race and isn't as valuable as a man. And it's not to say that women are better or anything. We deserve equal position on the throne, right? We have it's that sacred marriage of masculine and feminine energies, and has nothing to do with the physical body. It really has to do with the energy. Divine feminine energies connect to the earth and to the water, and divine masculine connects to the fire and the air. And what we see playing out in society is a lot of focus on the fire and air. It's our thoughts, it's our the way we consume, our work, the energy that we're putting out, and it's just this constant doing. And the divine feminine, the water and the earth, it is connecting to the receiving energy of receiving all of the resources and acknowledging the resources, being grounded in the present moment, being able to rest, being able to feel, embracing our emotions, and embracing our ability to be a female. Those energies are lacking in our society. So you are somebody here, your ancestors are saying that you are here to bring that divine feminine energy back and to restore the balance here on the planet Earth, and to embrace that blessing, to embrace that path, and to keep going. Stand in your truth. Have the courage to face this, because we definitely need your energy here on the planet. And thank you so much for being here and helping to restore the divine feminine. And I know Mother Earth is so grateful to have you here helping support her too, because there's so much corruption and destruction of her as an entity herself. And she provides so much for us. She provides the food, she provides shelter, she provides the water. Everything is provided for us through Mother Earth, and she's just neglected and taken advantage of. So I know she is grateful, as well as I am, for all that you do here on this planet. So thank you so much. I'm going to get some messages from the crystals. I've done this in all the other decks and the other readings, because crystals have been on this planet for centuries and centuries, since the beginning of time. And so these are ancient old souls, and I want to see what wisdom they have from your ancestors. Crystals are also our ancestors. They have been on this planet for so long, and when plants die, when animals die, when our ancestors die, we bury them in the earth. So our ashes are minerals, and over time they get compressed in the soil and they become a crystal. So I wanted to get some information from the crystal ancestors and see what advice they have for you. Pile number 3. Messages for pile number 3. Flip that one back over. Messages for the ancestors. Pile number 3. Messages from the ancestors. Alright, let's get those right there. Those are pretty. So we have pyrite, luck, prosperity, and success. Ooh. The gold standard when it comes to crystals. Pyrite attracts abundance, wealth, and prosperity. Known as fool's gold, pyrite encourages you to follow your dreams and envision your desires. Manifesting powers are high when this crystal is at play. Pyrite has the spark. Literally, pyrite can create fire when struck against another stone or metal, and is believed to contain the element of fire in its core. Pyrite also acts as a powerful protector, shielding you from negativity and protecting the integrity of your aura. Strike fast and don't look back. I love that. That is amazing. So this is a fire energy. So there's that fire, that passion that you have within you that you're meant to use to create this path going forward, and it'll help give you that courage and that passion. And this crystal is also, you know, you can work with any of these stones that are in your reading. They've all come out to work with you and to provide that guidance. So definitely work with your pyrite crystal, and you're going to find success and abundance when you stand in the truth of this journey that you're on. I love that. Yeah, that inner fire, that spark. Next we have the Rose Aura Quartz, Heart's Desire, Love and Divine. The energy of love vibrates on a soul level, penetrating the body through its many layers of tissue, all the way down to the cells. Rose Aura Quartz is a crystal of love with the ability to shift one's sense of self, provide nourishment for your growth, and transform fear and doubts into unconditional love, creating a strong bond to the universe. It creates a synergy between the pineal gland, located into the brain and associated with your third eye, and the heart chakra, infusing your intuition with space to give and receive more love. How beautiful is that? I love that. So open your heart to receiving more love. This is going to help provide that connection to the divine feminine. A lot of times everyone has a hard time receiving love, to receiving our blessings, because we're so busy working, we're so busy doing, we're so busy, you know, giving to others, because we're taught to, you know, give in order to receive, but we don't understand the receiving aspect. We all know how to give, but we forget how to receive, and it makes us feel uncomfortable when somebody wants to give you, you know, a gift or give you a compliment, you know. See, what does it feel like when someone says, oh my God, you're so sweet, or you're so pretty today, or thank you so much, can I pay for your lunch, or I bought you something? You know, how does it make you feel? Do you feel guilty, or do you feel, you know, like icky? Does it make you feel uncomfortable, or do you openly receive and say thank you so much, because you know that you do provide a lot and that you do give a lot? And so this is the universe giving you a blessing in return for all that you do, and allowing, you know, source to move through that person to now give you back everything that you've been giving out. You know, take some time to see, you know, and connect and tap in and see if you're a person who allows blessings to come into your life, and do you allow yourself to receive the same love that you give to others. Okay. We have Citrine Spirit Quartz, beautiful, intentional self-awareness and discernment. A centered and empowered stone, Citrine Spirit Quartz asks that you take command over your life. By having clear intentions, you can begin to lead from a grounded and assertive place, giving you the results that complement your needs. Citrine Spirit Quartz enhances your sense of self-awareness, dissolving apprehension and self-doubt to clear the way for more confidence in your daily life. No matter what material things you may or may not possess, it is highly focused and an excellent stone for planning and goals. So this stone is asking you to set your intentions on what it is that you want to begin, you know, to begin this new journey, to begin this new space that you're wanting to walk into, to step into the power of who you truly are, and to bring your awareness back into your center, to connect back into the heart, into the truth of who you really are, and what is it that you came here to do. What is your passion? What lights you up? What makes your heart feel overwhelmed with joy? And to begin there, and to have the confidence that when you begin this path, everything is going to come into alignment. Everything that you need is going to be available for you, and trusting that path is where you're meant to be. And when you keep following your joy, your highest joy, you're going to be led in the direction that you're meant to go. Ooh, look at that. We have Wolfenite, Journey, Past Life, and Soul Contracts. The journey has only just begun. Wolfenite can travel through your past, present, and future, and opens up communication with the spirit world. It also aids in past life recognition, helping you to see soul contracts that you've made in this lifetime, facilitating the karmic reunion and completing a cycle once the lesson has been learned. Wolfenite is a powerful past life healing stone, resolving any issues that need to be faced and regaining magic lost in the past lives to be used here and now. Alright, so what I got from this one was in a past life, you may have had, a lot of negative attention put on you because you were different, or because you were beautiful, or because you spoke your truth. And so you may have some past lives where maybe you were killed or you were burned, like I want to say the witch times and everything like that, where women weren't allowed to be women, and women had this natural connection to healing and to working with the natural remedies on the planet. And because you knew medicine, we were burned, because people didn't understand that. And so there could be some past lives where this is what has happened to you, and it could be something that's giving you that fear because of something that has happened to you in the past. And so when we incarnate, we bring some of those memories forward, and they can be hidden in our subconscious, but the same pattern is there, where we have that fear to stand in the truth of who we are because we're afraid of being seen, and we're afraid that that same thing's going to happen to us again. And this is in this age that we're all living in now, this is the moment where it's safe to bring that forward, because the laws have shifted so much. Like, people can't just go around burning people and, killing anybody we want to. And there's lots of rules and, laws in place now. So now is the time where you can feel safe to speak your truth and to be who you are, and to shine that light, and to stand up for yourself, and to bring forward all that gifts, all the gifts that you have, all the wisdom that you have within you, and to bring it forward, and to speak your truth, and to be your authentic self. And I would suggest working with these crystals. If you don't have a resource for crystals, I do have a crystal shop online. It is Oasis Sacred Spaces Pop-Up Rock Shop. You can find us on Facebook. I will have the links for that below if you want to buy some of these crystals that I have before you, or any of these crystals that are wanting to work with you as crystal allies. So I hope this message has resonated with you, pile number 3, and thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear if any of this does resonate with you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and I'd love to have you return. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'd love to have you back for more future readings. Y'all have a blessed day and take care.